Some mysteries stay unsolved for decades not because the answers weren't there, but because no one noticed them. Sometimes, the key to solving the puzzle was sitting in plain sight, but still overlooked, ignored, or misunderstood. Today, we're counting down 10 unsolved cases where the clues were right in front of us, and somehow no one put the pieces together. 1. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, 1959. 9 hikers died mysteriously in the snowy Ural Mountains of Russia. Their tent was cut from the inside, and their bodies were found scattered, some half-dressed, others with brutal injuries. Theories range from an avalanche to secret military experiments, but later studies showed a slab avalanche was likely, and it matched the strange damage. The evidence was there all along, but hidden beneath fear, mystery, and wild theories. 2. JonBenét Ramsey, 1996. 6-year-old JonBenét was found murdered in the basement of her own home. A ransom note was found, written on paper from inside the house. Many believe the killer had to be someone who lived there or had access. Yet, despite handwriting analysis, DNA tests, and massive media attention, no one was ever charged. The clues? Right there, inside the house, but never enough to bring closure. 3. Elisa Lam, 2013. Elisa was found dead in a water tank on top of Los Angeles' Cecil Hotel. Security footage showed her acting strangely in an elevator just before she vanished. For weeks, no one could find her until guests started complaining about the water. Her body had been inside the tank the whole time, the ladder, the roof access all visible, but somehow no one looked there soon enough. 4. The Boy in the Box, 1957. A young boy's body was found wrapped in a blanket inside a cardboard box in Philadelphia. His identity was unknown for decades, despite his fingerprints, footprints, and a detailed sketch. In 2022, DNA finally identified him as Joseph Augustus Zarelli. But for 65 years, his name was a mystery, even though his body and clues were carefully preserved from day one. 5. The disappearance of Nicholas Barclay, 1994. When 13-year-old Nicholas vanished in Texas, no one could find him. Years later, a man in Spain claimed to be Nicholas, even though he was clearly older, had a different eye color, and a French accent. Strangely, the family accepted him. It was only after a private investigator compared ears in a photo that the truth came out he was a con artist. The truth was in plain sight, on their faces. 6. The Villisca Axe Murders, 1912. An entire family was murdered in their Iowa home, along with 2 overnight guests. The killer used the family's own axe and covered mirrors and windows with cloth. A nearby man had been acting suspiciously before and after the crime and was even put on trial but never convicted. Many believe the killer walked among the townspeople. He may have even returned to the crime scene. The community saw him. They just didn't realize it. 7. The Tamám Shud case, 1948. An unidentified man was found dead on an Australian beach with no ID, no labels on his clothes, and a scrap of paper in his pocket that read Tamám Shud, meaning it is finished. Later, police found a book in a nearby car with a secret code and a phone number written inside. The man's DNA was preserved and finally used to identify him in 2022 as Carl Webb. The clues were right there, the book, the paper, the code, but the full truth took over 70 years. 8. The death of Arlis Perry, 1974. Arlis, a 19-year-old woman, was murdered inside Stanford Memorial Church. The scene was staged in a disturbing way. A church security guard who discovered the body was questioned, but passed a polygraph and was released. Decades later, DNA from semen found at the scene matched that same guard. He died by suicide when police came to arrest him in 2018. He had been at the center of the case the entire time. 9. The Circleville Letters, 1976 to 1990s. Residents of Circleville, Ohio, began receiving anonymous, threatening letters. One man was arrested after being caught with traps and weapons, and the letters stopped. But when he went to prison, the letters started again. Investigators later found that the arrest may have been based on assumptions, and the true author might have been someone else all along. The town knew the writer, but no one could prove it. 10. The death of Kendrick Johnson, 2013. Kendrick's body was found rolled up inside a gym mat at his high school. Officials claimed he fell in while reaching for a shoe, but his injuries, surveillance footage gaps, and missing organs raised suspicions. Photos showed his shoes placed neatly beside him. How could he have fallen accidentally, and then landed like that? Many believe the answers were visible from day one, but never properly investigated. These stories remind us that sometimes the truth isn't buried, it's right in front of us. But fear, pressure, or disbelief can blind us to what's obvious. Which case stood out the most to you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy uncovering the world's deepest mysteries, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that refuse to stay hidden.